Aaron from PhoneDog.com, and it's Dogfight time. Epic 4G versus EVO 4G. Two of the flagship devices on Sprint, both 4G capable, both running Android, both with gorgeous screens, both awesome. This is running TouchWiz, this is running Sense UI. There are some Samsung-specific widgets and some HTC-specific widgets that may help you, if you're looking to buy one of these devices. You may prefer a certain type of widget. So let's have a look at the EVO 4G first. First of all, the weather widget here with the clock, that's an HTC-specific widget, as is this animated weather widget. So you'll see a couple of different ones. Let's go through those real quick. Have a look at the widgets. And you'll see Android versus HTC. You'll see that they're distinguished by being stock Android widgets or HTC, or downloaded widgets or HTC widgets. For example, bookmarks. As you can see there, HTC widget. We'll go ahead and put that one on the home screen so you can see it. That's an HTC widget, where you can click your specific websites that you've bookmarked at some point in the past. And then you can see calendar, which is one of my personal favorites widget there, and you can scroll through. You can see, for example, there are 3 customized calendar widgets that HTC provides. You have the standard month calendar, an agenda-based calendar, and then a small, a little bit more widgety, if that's a phrase, widgety-based widget. You have the Android calendar one as well, Facebook, a couple of different ones. Footprints, which is HTC's program. FriendStream, this is a unique one. We'll have a look at this. FriendStream is HTC's aggregation tool where you can aggregate your Facebook account, Twitter, any other social network, Flickr on here, Facebook, Flickr, and Twitter. So for example, if I logged in with Facebook, or let's say Twitter, you'll see that it shows up, and I don't want to do it to save time, but you'll see, your Twitter feed will show up and your Facebook feed will show up in there as well. So FriendStream will show an aggregate of those. If you want just Twitter or just Facebook, there's the Facebook Android widget that you saw a second ago, and then there's Peep, if I can find it. I'm having trouble finding it, but Peep is HTC's. No, actually, I'm sorry, in Android, it is not in this one, in the revised software. So you can use FriendStream, Google search with voice, latitude. You can see some of those. Mail, which is HTC's mail icon. You can select a couple different views. Let's go back and see. News and weather, which is a nice new one. You won't see this in the Epic 4G. It's a stock Android widget, but it's only available to Android 2.2 devices. So you'll see weather, news, and news and weather. So let's put on weather, for example. It's customized Android widget. You saw it on some of the stock Android 2.1 builds. But for the most part, it's only available in 2.2 on the carrier and manufacturer devices at least. So that's a nice widget. Let's see if we can find any others. Voicemail, which is Android, and then weather, which is the one I showed you a minute ago, and you can do that in customize. So a couple cool widgets on the HTC front. It's all personal preference, Moto Blur, HTC Sense, and then TouchWiz all have their own widgets, and it's up to you to decide which ones you like. So this one has, go through some of the Samsung-specific widgets, AccuWeather clock, Buddies Now, calendar clock, feeds and updates, program monitor, and then the finance clock. So you have a weather clock. Let's have a look at that, the AccuWeather clock. And we'll have a look at the city here. Yeah, let's put in Charlotte. Charlotte, NC. There we are. So you can see the clock displays the time and then displays the weather, the high, the low. I'm assuming the high, the low of the day. And then at the bottom when it was refreshed from AccuWeather. You have a similar clock that you can do with the finance clock, with program monitor. One neat touch, the program monitor makes me think of something. One neat touch that the Epic 4G has that the EVO doesn't have is what's called a program manager. Instead of downloading Advanced Task Killer or some other third-party task killer, if you press and hold the home button down here, it'll bring up a button called Task Manager. Click on that, and you'll see your active application. So instead of downloading Advanced Task Killer or some other third-party program, you just click End All, and all of your active applications are closed. So that's a nice touch out of the box. Nice little perk that the Epic 4G has on that front. Buddies Now is another one where you can add your popular buddies. I don't have any contacts in this phone, but if I did, I could add buddies that I call on a regular basis. And then, running out of empty space here to show you some of these other ones. And then feeds and updates, very similar to HTC's FriendStream, aggregates your social networking stuff and shows it all in one easy to see widget. So some nice options on that front. Actually, here it is, feeds and updates. So some nice options on that front. And it just depends on which one out of these two, which one you prefer. I in terms of widgets out of these two, I prefer Sense. I think they're a little bit more polished and I don't want to say professional, but polished and good looking, whereas these are colorful and definitely nice, but a little bit more colorful. And then I think they're kind of few and far between, if that makes sense. For example, I'm not a huge fan of the AccuWeather clock. I like the way the Sense clock looks, but there's no other option outside of AccuWeather clock. So not personally, I prefer HTC Sense. That said, I'm not giving a score here or not awarding this to any particular one because it's all personal preference. You may like Epic 4Gs. You may think I'm crazy. You may think the EVO 4Gs are terrible. Who knows? Or vice versa. But in my opinion, I prefer the EVO 4Gs widgets or the HTC Sense widgets. Now, both of these devices are high-end devices. The EVO 4G has an 8-megapixel camera, whereas the Epic 4G has a 5-megapixel camera. Now, in terms of awarding it to a particular one or saying one has better pictures than the other, in all the testing I've done with these devices, I would have to rank them almost the same. When I take a picture, the same thing with the Epic 4G, for example, and take another picture with the EVO, the fact that this is a Super AMOLED display makes the colors pop more. So if I'm holding the same picture up and I'm showing you on the camera, it's going to look better on the Epic 4G due to the screen technology. That said, when you export the picture, when you move it over to email and you send it to somebody and you're sending it in a similar size, they look almost exactly the same. Almost identical. So in terms of camera quality, both of these are great devices. I think you'd be pleased with either the Epic 4G's 5-megapixel camera or the EVO's 8-megapixel camera on that front. But let's have a look. Let's do some speed tests and take a look at quadrant standard on both of these devices. Hey, speed's where it's at. And we'll run a full benchmark. Now, I'll let you know beforehand, this is running Android 2.1. EVO is running Android 2.2. It has a tendency to run faster on Android 2.2. So what you see here, isn't the full story because the Epic 4G is getting Android 2.2 by the end of the year. That said, if you walk into Sprint today and buy one of these devices, you're getting them as is. This is how they look in the retail store. So it's definitely a fair comparison. And we'll do that. And while those are running, I'll talk a little bit about battery life and network quality. I've been very pleased for the most part. 1,500 milliamp batteries in both of these. As I said in the G2 Dogfight, the interesting thing about the Epic 4G is it takes a while to charge. I'm the type of person, I charge for 10 or 20 minutes and then I'm out again, or charge for 5 or 10 minutes in the car and I'm out again. And for that reason, this charges a couple of percentage points, which doesn't really help me in the long term. I'm usually dead at the end of the day still. On the EVO 4G end, it charges much faster. But in terms of battery life, with moderate use, a day to maybe max a day and a half. With moderate use like calling, texting, emailing, use of the Android market, things like that. So, about the same in terms of battery life. Network connectivity has been very good. Both of these earpieces are loud, especially the Epic 4G is very loud earpiece, which is a great thing on that front. So the EVO 4G 1146, the Epic 4G 963. So, a little bit slower, not by much. It's actually, ironically, the EVO 2.2, which is what this is slightly outranking my EVO 2.2. So, interesting there, but those are average scores. Nexus 1 and Moto Droid X are slightly ahead as well. But in terms of just the quadrant standard speeds, the EVO 4G wins on that front. A lot of the reason because it has Android 2.2 versus 2.1. But hey, like I said, you walk into the retail store, this is what you get. So, in my opinion, it's fair comparison. So that's our dogfight. Honestly, between these two devices, you can't go wrong. You pick one of these devices, I think you'll be very happy. Both have exceptional features. Both are 4G capable. Both have excellent multimedia options attached. They're just fantastic devices across the board. I think a lot of it depends on what you want. If you want a physical QWERTY keyboard, you want a Super AMOLED display, and you like the way TouchWiz looks, go with the Epic 4G. If you want something a little bit faster, at least right now with Android 2.2, you want a bigger touchscreen, 4.3 inches versus 4, and you want it to be all touchscreen. You want it to be a little bit thinner. Go with the EVO 4G. It's all about what you want. That said, if I had to crown a winner, for me, I think the best balance of features, honestly, is the Epic 4G. You know, I love the EVO. Both are great devices, but I've always been very fond of the form factor of the EVO. But in terms of just overall features and looking at it from, you know, soccer mom walking in, business person walking in, teenager walking in, which one appeals to most of those demographics? I think this one does the best job of doing that with a physical QWERTY keyboard, with a decent camera, with a Super AMOLED display, and with the very user-friendly operating system, or with the very user-friendly overlay, rather. You know, not to say that the EVO isn't, but definitely awesome set of features on the Epic 4G, but hey, they're both great devices. You can't go wrong. Much more coverage to come with the Epic 4G and the EVO 4G on PhoneDog.com. Be sure to like us on Facebook. We're giving away 100 iPads, and we're giving away tickets to the Super Bowl in 2011. Awesome giveaways on Facebook.com/PhoneDog. Be sure to head over, like us. You know, we're pretty cool people. We do this kind of dogfight fun. We do editor chats. We're a pretty cool group of guys and girls. So be sure to like us there, and be sure to follow me on Twitter, PhoneDog_Aaron. With any questions, comments you have. You think I'm crazy, you think the EVO should have won, you think I'm awesome, you think I'm the best guy ever because I said the Epic won by, you know, a small margin, let me know. PhoneDog_Aaron. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.